A tree fell in my yard this week, and somehow it has completely changed how I think about learning guitar. How it fell was completely random. Thankfully, it didn't hit my house. But as I looked outside and I saw the tree, it made me think of something, how a lot of things in life start with moments that were not planned and we seemingly fell into. Oddly enough, this is really the path that I've taken for learning music. It felt like it just happened to me. I used to think that learning guitar meant structure with rigid practices and lessons and schedules and doing everything in a particular way. While this seems to be my view, I think a lot of other adult learners feel the same way, and then they just never start. I wanted to share today my experience in my learning path so that you can see how sometimes falling into it is the best way. My music learning process has really come from this series of random moments, which I never really thought about until I saw this tree fall in my yard. So let's kind of recap. I started playing ukulele. Then from there, I decided to try guitar. I never really set out to play guitar intentionally. I wrote a few verses and ended up writing 100 songs. I came across a random person on YouTube and they became my music and social media coach for more than a year. And I had tried recording myself for the purpose of listening to how my singing and playing was going. And ultimately, I ended up recording and releasing actual songs. So these were just a series of random events that happened to me. Some other examples that I wanted to share with you are things that happened to me. An example would be sometimes I'd just be sitting in the car or driving somewhere, and I wouldn't even be thinking about music, and then suddenly these melodies would pop into my head, and I would just start humming or throwing out random words into the song. And it actually, these kind of accidental moments is where most of my songs have started. So it really was a way to launch my songwriting process. Another thing that has happened to me is when I've been out somewhere and I hear a song that triggers a childhood memory. There are many times that I'm just watching a movie and some music comes on in the background, and I think, oh, that sounds like a really good song. I should learn that. It can be memories of childhood. It can be just songs and you just haven't heard in a long time. And initially I thought, well, I'm just going to learn these songs and that's fun, which it is fun. But what I discovered is that as I was doing the learning, I would learn new chords. I would learn new chord progressions. I would learn how to play a little bit faster, a little bit slower, and how I was strumming the guitar. Some specific examples I wanted to share is that I heard Hotel California by the Eagles in a movie, and I thought, I really need to try that song. It's really fun, and I remembered it from a kid. I was watching Gilmore Girls and heard the song Reflecting Light by Sam Phillips, and that ended up being the song that I played on guitar the first time I recorded a cover. So that was another example of randomly heard a song and then it became so much more. My husband actually really likes Depeche Mode, and he was listening to People Are People. And from that, I said, oh, that would be a good song to play on a guitar because it's like more electronic from the 80s. But I thought it would be good to give it a try. And by playing that, I was able to learn more chords. So I'm curious if you can share any songs that you've heard recently and wondered if you could play it, and then how that turned out for you and how it helped you learn. Let's bring this back to what is the purpose of talking about these random events and how that impacts your learning. The example that I gave, having some song or melody come to mind, really for me created curiosity because I wondered, could I make a song out of that? I was hearing songs randomly and it drove the thought, could I play this myself and could I learn it? And ultimately, all these experiences together created what I would call self-directed learning opportunities. And so instead of feeling like you're having to do these learning steps, it was because I wanted to do the learning steps. And that really changed how I learned, and it changed the learning from work into fun. And the results are that when you're excited and you have this curiosity, you're going to be more willing to put more effort in to drive results and to get results. If you like this video so far, please make sure to like, comment, or subscribe. Thanks for supporting my channel. Let's come back to the tree that I talked about at the beginning. For me, it inspired this video. The falling of the tree, it wasn't really planned, but sometimes these unexpected things in life make us stop and take notice, and it creates that curiosity to learn something new. It can apply to music, but it can also apply to your daily life. So it really applies to anything. So it's a more broader application. The more I learn guitar, the more I realize that creativity doesn't always come from forcing it, and it comes by being aware and paying attention to seeing those interesting things happen in these random moments in our lives. And some of the things, just to recap, that happened to me: a melody came into my head, I heard a song in a movie, I had a memory that was triggered by some other sound or even a smell, and then even a quiet moment in nature, like I'm sitting here now, sitting outside, that can create curiosity. So if you're learning guitar or any instrument, make sure that you don't ignore those random events that happen to you. They might actually be a real inspiration for you to learn something new. Sometimes the most meaningful learning starts with something completely unexpected, like the falling of the tree. I would love it if you could share your random moment that inspired you to do really anything, and it doesn't have to be music related. Now, if you like this video, you like this type of video, make sure to check out my video about why guitar players lose track of time, or learning guitar the fun and easy way. I look forward to seeing you next time. Thanks.